Hello, buddy. Welcome back to Tin Man's Quarter Channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'm reacting to another Christmas-related Angry Grandpa video for you guys, and this is another story from his personal channel, Grandpa's Corner, just simply titled A Christmas Memory. And in the description, Michael put down this is one of Grandpa's more heartfelt stories. So without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights off, boot the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag. Okay, everybody, here we go.
You know, youngins, y'all know an awful lot about me and what goes on in my life and my past history. I remember this taking me back to Christmas when my oldest son Charles and Jennifer and Kimberly were basically babies, you know. And I was working for the fire department, and I done caught a fungus in my foot. I couldn't work, had no money coming in, and rented a place from a guy called Henry Brown. He later became our congressman. And it was a slum. Come on, let's face it. You know, we couldn't afford much. I think my rent was $235 a month.
Well, at least that's a good, affordable alternative to paying rent on another house. But I hate he got a fungus on his foot and he couldn't go back to work at the fire department to get enough money to come in to pay for a nicer rental house instead of a slum. But anyway, like I always say, desperate times, desperate measures. And plus you got to put a roof over your family's head, and no matter how bad it looks.
Tina wasn't working. She had no job. Wasn't even thinking about it, you know. And it was Christmas time. And we had very few funds. And back then, you know, we didn't know nothing about going to the Salvation Army and all these other organizations that you can get help from at Christmas time. Toys for Tots. God bless Toys for Tots. And I remember we lived across the street from an old auction house. Every Saturday night, there was a big auction. Well, that Sunday morning, I got up and got looking at the trash. People buy that stuff, you know, if they didn't want it, they'd throw it out there in the trash pile. Well, I'd go look at the trash pile, something that I could sell on the flea market or something, you know. Well, so that Sunday morning, man, it was like 2 weeks before Christmas. Didn't have much money. Didn't have food stamps back then. Well, they had them, but I really didn't know how to go about getting them, and I had nobody to help me get them. So that old shack we lived in, man, concrete floor. But neither here nor there. It was a bad year.
It sounds like it, but hey, he was able to get through it with his family. But that sounded like a good idea. Dumpster diving at a dumpster, in a dumpster at an auction house, find stuff that didn't sell, and you could sell it for a lower price at a flea market just to get some money. Hey, you never know, you might find some real treasures in there. Make a big cash grab, you know. But anyway, let's continue with the story. Let's see what happens next.
We went to, I went looking at trash, and somebody had thrown out a piece of a Christmas tree. Now, it wasn't the whole tree. It was just the top half. And I dug it out the trash, took it home, put it on the table, because it was small, you know, a little small thing. Went and got some decorations out there. We put that on the tree. And it was pretty little. It was a Charlie Brown tree, I'll tell you that right now. It was definitely a Charlie Brown tree.
Hey, Charlie Brown tree or not, you had a Christmas tree that year, and the kids can be like all excited about Christmas, you know, just seeing a tree in the house.
But you know something? That little tree was pretty to me. And the kids, they didn't care because they were so little. All they saw was the lights. Oh, pretty lights, Daddy, pretty lights. Didn't know we won't give them for Christmas, you know, but they had the tree. And I found a little part-time job. Old man Brown, Mr. Henry Brown, give me a job doing some work for him, you know, patching a few sinks and, you know, digging up some sewer lines and stuff. I made enough money that that 2 days before Christmas, he gave me the money he owed me. And Tina and I went out, we bought the kids toys. Mind you, it wasn't a whole lot, but it was a lot more than what they were going to have. Because back then, me and my mama wasn't talking. She disowned me, and my mama disowned me for almost 2 years, never spoke a word to me. Life. But we got them toys, and that little Charlie Brown tree. And Christmas Eve, they all excited. You know, Daddy, Santa's coming tonight. Oh yeah, he's coming. Yeah, I swear he's coming, I promise. And they had a hard time going to sleep, bless their little hearts. They finally dozed off, and when they dozed off, Tina and I went and we got everything out of the car, put it under the tree for them, and that Christmas morning, they woke up, they ran to the tree. And out of Jennifer's mouth, she said, Daddy, Santa didn't forget us. He does love us. And I said, well, baby, why didn't you think Santa Claus loved you? She said, because little Mary at school told me we were too poor and Santa Claus wasn't coming to our house.
Oh, no. Just like the song, he doesn't care if you're rich or poor, he loves you just the same. Santa Claus is coming no matter what. He might not bring you a lot of stuff, but hey, you have something at Christmas time.
Kids can be cruel. They can hurt.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Teach your children not to make fun of other kids who really don't have what they got. Because the day's coming when, I really don't know how to say this. Teach them not to make fun of other kids just because they got something other kids don't have. That hurt Jennifer, that little girl. But Jennifer never told me about that. Not till that Christmas morning. I remember crying and loved cussing on her and said, baby, Santa loves you. Santa came to see you. And she took her baby doll and she hugged it and she loved it. Charlie got him an old bicycle. It was used at the thrift store, but it was a nice little bike and he was happy. He had him a bicycle, got him a cowboy hat. Jennifer got her little doll that she wanted and some doll clothes. And then we bought them all, some clothes, They didn't have nothing to wear, the poor babies. Jennifer's shoes were so wore out that, Anita said we got a pair of shoes. I think we had more bad Christmases than we had good ones. But you know something? They might have been bad, but they were good because we learned from them. The rest of this month, I'm going to be sharing a lot of stories with y'all about my kids and Christmas and the experiences. I love you, youngest. Merry Christmas to you. And let's get ready for Santa Claus. He's a pervert. He dresses in red. He's asking little kids to get in the sleigh. You want your kids getting in Santa Claus's sleigh with him? Not me. Bust a cap in his ass. Bye, youngins.
I wanted to say something right there while he was talking, but I didn't want to interrupt. I wanted to keep hearing what he had to say. But yeah, I heard some of the other stories, and I think Michael had some Christmas stories on his channel. I got to go react to those too. But I figured back when kids were babies, they would have had some tough times. But I would have to disagree on Grandpa with the whole joke he just made where he said Santa Claus is a pervert. I went, no, he ain't. I know it's kind of weird, a man with a red suit coming down your chimney just to deliver toys, but he ain't stealing nothing, acting like a peeping Tom on any of the kids. Now, if a guy dressed up like Santa Claus and walked into your house and was starting to steal presents, he's going to get more than just a cap in his butt. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications for more Angry Grandpa content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor. I said that's a wrap, and that's it, y'all.